Hi, everybody, from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati. Welcome to Phillies baseball. Final game of the series, the Phils and the Cincinnati Reds. Final game of the season series. Curt Schilling goes for the Phillies. Tim Pugh for Cincinnati. Eric Callis with Rich Ashburn and Andy Musser on a beautiful afternoon here in the Queen City for baseball. And Whitey, one of the Phillies hitters, a key hitter who had been struggling, appeared to be coming out of it last night. John Kruk I'm talking about, and hit the ball with authority to the opposite field twice last night.
Well, they certainly need Kruk because of his spot in the lineup. You know, he's still hitting in the 320s. When if somebody would have said to John Kruk at the start of the season, we're sitting here the first week in September, and you're hitting 320-something, would you be satisfied? He'd have to say yes, no question about that. But they need him, and I think he's getting straightened out. He certainly worked hard enough at it. He comes out here almost every day for extra hitting.
And Andy, win or lose today against Cincinnati, it's still at least a 500 trip. And as long as the Phillies continue to play 500 ball on the road, it doesn't look like people are going to catch it.
I don't think so, Harry. Suppose you're a Montreal Expo fan today and you realize your club has won 9 in a row and you're still 8.5 games back, and starting tomorrow, just 4 weeks left in the season. That's a tough trip right there.
Really is. So it'll be Curt Schilling going for the Phillies, Tim Pugh for the Reds. We'll have the starting lineups for you after these messages.
The Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds is being brought to you by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural. Proud to be your Bud. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. By the Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. And by Independence Blue Cross. Personal choice. The health plan that controls cost, not people.
It's a round world. Genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your Bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your Bud. Proud to be your Bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your Bud.
To win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5 lump sum jackpot, just match 5 of 39 numbers. Any 5 numbers you're attached to. Cash 5. All the cash, all at once. When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, we'll give you all the cash all at once. In one lump sum. All you have to do is pick it up. Cash 5. All the cash, all at once.
Do you want your car done right?
If you want your car done right, it has to be done by the right people.
We take care of our customers. We do the job right.
Quality all the way.
Experience counts. The customer comes first. Satisfaction guaranteed.
We're only as good as our people. That's why Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
Back at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, the Reds have taken the field. Final game of the season series. The Phils have won the season series, winning 7 out of the first 11. And Davey Johnson's lineup. Davey, incidentally, is back on the bench after going to the hospital last night with dizziness and blurred vision, but Davey Johnson is back. Reds lineup has Thomas Howard Phillies lineup of Jim Fregosi has Lenny Dystra, center fielder, leading off. Mickey Morandini, second base, bats second. John Kruk at first base, hitting third. Dave Holland's third base, bats fourth. Aaron Dalton catching, hitting fifth. Pete Incaviglia, left fielder, bats sixth. Wes Chamberlain in right field will hit seventh. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop, batting eighth. And Curt Schilling pitching and hitting ninth. That lineup facing Tim Pugh.
Almost 5 strikeouts a ball game, almost 3 walks a ball game. His record isn't good, 8-13. ERA is high at 5.45.
Defensively behind Pugh, it's Chris Sabo at third base. Shortstop is Jeff Branson. Juan Samuel at second, and Hal Morris at first. Brian Dorsett doing the catching today. In the outfield, Tim Costo in left, Thomas Howard in center, and Reggie Sanders in right. Umpires today, Steve Ripley has the plate. He'll call the balls and strikes. Jerry Crawford at first, Jim Quick at second, and Tom Hallion at third.
And Davey back, and good to see him back. He went through a lot of tests, evidently no problems. It's a good thing he wasn't here in the 9th inning last night.
Left the game in the 8th inning last night. Lenny Dykstra leads it off, hitting at .301. 1 ball and no strikes to Dykstra. Leads the league in runs with 124. In walks with 113. Fly ball into left field, fairly deep, but Costo back and makes the catch right in front of the warning track. Now Dykstra's out, 1 down. It'll bring up Mickey Morandini. Morandini hitting at .238. George Palalonis of Southampton, Pennsylvania, celebrating his 65th birthday. Loyal Phillies fans celebrating with White Marie and family in Southampton. One and nothing to Mickey Morandini. Morandini among the league leaders in triples. He has 9 of them. 1 ball and 1 strike.
John Reeves celebrating a birthday, his 70th, down in Cape May with his family.
Two balls and a strike. He was 26 years old. He's from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Went to Oklahoma State. In his 8 wins, his ERA is 2.26. But in his 13 losses, his ERA is 9.16. So he has pitched some good games, but also some pretty bad ones. Morandini's aboard with a walk. And it will bring on John Kruk. He was a 6th-round draft pick by Cincinnati in the June '89 draft. Morandini first base and 1 out. Crucker hitting at .324. 7th in the league in runs scored, 4th in walks, 2nd in the league in on-base percentage. Morandini has 12 stolen bases. He's only been thrown out twice. Goes on the first pitch, and Dorsett's throw bounces up there. A stolen base for Mickey Morandini, his 13th.
Had a good jump, and the throw was bad. Bounce. Branson had to concentrate on catching the ball to keep it out of center field, and no play at all, really.
So Morandini at second base with 1 down. 1 ball and no strikes to Kruk. Missing. 2-0. Courtney Good of Bluffton, Ohio is here, cheering for the Phils, as are Guy Judy and Stephanie Bodo of Norristown.
Brenda Henderson in Mays Landing. Birthday on this beautiful September 5th. At least beautiful here in Cincinnati.
Three and nothing to Kruk. Looking down at Larry Boa to see if he has a light 3-0. Jim Fregosi is prone to give green lights to his hitters. 3 balls and no strikes. He does to Kruk, and he slices the ball down the left field line. Foul ball caught by a fan. Nice catch by that young man who brought a glove.
He had to go over the fence to get that, I believe, over that railing. Sliced foul. Kruk gave it a pretty good ride on the 3-0 pitch. Anthony Mancuso in Pleasantville is 74 today.
3 balls and 1 strike to John Kruk. And Kruk walks for the 100th time. The Phillies have set another National League record as a result. Phillies become the first National League team to have 3 players walk 100 or more times. Kruk joins Lenny Dykstra and Darren Daulton. And we'll bring on Dave Hollins. Hollins hitting at .273. 81 runs batted in. Ground ball up the middle, base hit, center field. Here comes Morandini, and the Phillies lead it 1-0 on the RBI single by Dave Hollins.
Well, the bases on balls have hurt Pugh already, and could hurt him some more. Pitch was way out away from Hollins, and he pulled it. Branson gave it a good try, but couldn't get any leather on it.
Phillies have scored 64 more runs than any other team in the National League. The Phillies now with 756 runs. And San Francisco next at 692. 1 ball and no strikes to Darren Daulton. Dutch hitting at .258. He's third in the league in runs batted in with 94. Behind Barry Bonds and David Justice, who reached the 100 mark in RBIs yesterday. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kruk at second, Hollins at first. 1 down, a run across. Beats the ball foul. 90th birthday wishes to Catherine Hunsicker from Hal and Marianne Sachs and the Hendricks family, and from us. Catherine celebrating her 90th in East Norriton, Pennsylvania. Three balls and 2 strikes to Darren Daulton.
Arthur and Martin Weber in Maple Shade, their 54th wedding anniversary today. That's their children, grandchildren.
Three and 2, and Pugh has thrown a lot of pitches here in this first inning.
Might send the runners.
Daulton hardly ever hits ground balls, though. He is the toughest man to double up on a ground ball double play in the league.
Spoiled a good pitch there, a pitcher's pitch, low and away, and probably a strike, too close to take. Runners were not going.
With a high fastball. Was out of the strike zone, but Daulton went after it. That's 2 down, and that'll bring on Pete Incaviglia.
This is a pitch that Dutch swings at. He kind of likes to swing at it, and probably was even a little outside, but once in a while he hits it. If he hits it hard to the opposite field usually.
Brings on Pete Incaviglia. He's hitting at .283, 23 homers, 81 RBIs. It's been hot, an 11-game hitting streak coming into this one. Hitting .474 in the last 11. 1-0.
A whole 4 generations of birthdays this week. The McNellys, John McNelly, Jack McNelly, Tom, Dan McNelly. They go from 86 down to 13.
2 balls and no strikes. Incaviglia, good numbers with runners in scoring position, 333. Three and nothing. Well, Kruk got a green light, so I guess Incaviglia probably will too.
I don't think there's any doubt if he can get a strike.
Green light, missed the pitch, 3-1. Full count, runners will be moving with 2 down. Still scoring a run here, continued the streak. Consecutive games without being shut out, 152. They own the National League mark now. The American League record is 308. And by the early 30s Yankees. Couldn't hang on Dorsett, so Incaviglia still has life.
Pete went after a pitch that was a little low. He put on a pretty good show in batting practice today.
In the air to left field, Costo is there waiting. Makes the grab. Bill's got a run, 1 hit. Where's 2 left after 1/2. Bills 1, Cincinnati coming to bat.
Hi, I'm Neil Hartman. Budweiser and the Phillies want to send you and a guest to the World Series. Right now, be the 5th caller to 1-800-432-1745. And you'll win a Budweiser sports bag and a replica of Phillies cap. All winners then qualify for the grand prize, an all-expense-paid trip to the first 2 games of the World Series in the host American League city. So call now and pack your bags, because with a little luck, you could be on your way to the first 2 games of the World Series. Compliments of Budweiser.
AT&T, for sure.
AT&T?
Definitely.
If price were no object, which international long-distance company would business people choose?
AT&T.
I'd
say AT&T.
People said they'd choose AT&T 7-1 over anyone if price were no object, and now it may not be. Introducing Maximum Advantage. Now if your business spends over $200 a month, you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guaranteed on international and domestic calls with
AT&T.
Absolument.
Maximum Advantage from AT&T. Far and away the best in the business.
You'll get a great-looking Phillies poster free, compliments of Acme, plus plenty of fun surprises when the Phillies play the Braves on Fan Appreciation Day, Sunday, September 26th at 1:35. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000.
Davey Johnson's Cincinnati lineup today has Thomas Howard in center field leading off. Hal Morris first base bats second. Reggie Sanders right field hitting third. Chris Sabo third baseman bats fourth. Tim Costo, the left fielder, hitting fifth. Brian Dorsett, the catcher, bats sixth. Juan Samuel at second base hitting seventh. Jeff Branson at shortstop bats eighth, and Tim Pugh pitching hitting ninth. That lineup facing Kurt Schilling.
Schilling almost 7 strikeouts a game. A little over 2 walks per 9 innings. Kurt is 11 wins, 6 losses. ERA is up there a little over 4.
Defensively, Dave Hollins at third, Kevin Stocker at short, Mickey Morandini at second, John Kruk at first, Aaron Dalton catching. In the outfield from left to right, Pete Incaviglia, Lenny Dykstra, and Wes Chamberlain. Thomas Howard leads it off for Cincinnati, hitting at .298. Howard is switch hitter. Most of his hits have come left-handed, hitting .406 left-handed, just .067 right-handed. One ball and 1 strike. Just missing. 2-1. Howard, 28 years old. Came over from Cleveland in the Randy Milligan deal. Danny Dykstra puts that one away. One down. That'll bring up Hal Morris. Morris hitting at 302. He's been able to get him out in this series. It was unusual because lifetime he's a 385 hitter against the Phils. Lifetime against Curt Schilling, he's 4 out of 6. One strike to Hal Morris. Ball on the strike with 1 out, no base runners. Phils lead 1-0. Beats that ball foul, 1-2.
Happy birthday to Joseph Slater in Philadelphia. He's 75, and Garland B. in Seaford, Delaware, 79 today.
Bouncing ball chopped to Kruk. Kruk will make the race to the bag himself.
A couple of greyhounds there heading for that bag.
That's 2 down, and that'll bring up Reggie Sanders. Here's Kruk.
He sees, well, I'm going to beat this guy, and beat him by that stride. It's hot on that turf down there today, Harry.
Yeah.
As you know, we were down there before the game.
Sanders hitting .274, 17 homers, 71 runs batted in. One of his home runs coming against Schilling. 1-0. Fouls it back and out of play. One ball and 1 strike to Reggie Sanders. Hit to right. Chamberlain over to cut it off. Sanders a 2-out base runner, and that will bring on Chris Sabo. Sabo batting at .269. 16 home runs. He has knocked in 71.
Guy's a good hitter. Pitch was down, looked like it was away a little bit, and he really smoked it into right field.
The base stealer, too. He's stolen 23 bases. He's been caught 9 times. Not a big lead, though, against Schilling. 1 ball and no strikes to Sabo. High, 2-0.
Sabo's one of those streak hitters. When he gets hot, he can really carry a ball club for a while, and then he can really get very, very cold. Usually he's swinging at everything when he does that. He swings high, low.
Called strike. It's 2-1. Marty and Jeannie Furlong from Westchester and Lee Furlong from Malvern here for the weekend series. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Schilling's made 2 good pitches on Sabo. Out away. Sabo likes it on the inner half of the plate.
Fouls it back and out of play with Sanders on the move. Still 2-2. Schilling is 8th in the league in strikeouts. Curtis struck out 146 while walking 48. We're in the first. Phil's lead 1-0. Zalo called out on strikes, and that'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 1-0 Phil's.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families. For new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
This car is equipped with just about every safety device available today. Like safety glass, airbag, C2 shoulder belts. And the Nationwide Insurance Company fought for every one of them. Unfortunately, the safety device that saves the most lives was ignored.
No, thanks. I'm driving.
Your Nationwide insurance agent urges you not to drink and drive.
Save now on every #1 selling Ford at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance. Save $2,900 on Ford Aerostar. With bonus package discount and cash back, you save $2,900. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer during Ford's factory authorized clearance.
See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Hurry! Ford's factory authorized clearance ends soon.
After 1 inning of play, it's the Phil's 1, Cincinnati 0. Upcoming telecasts of Phillies baseball include Monday and Tuesday night's games with the Cubs from Veterans Stadium. Both games can be seen on Prism beginning at 7 o'clock on Monday and 7:30 on Tuesday. Wes Chamberlain will lead it off for the Phillies here in the second. Wes hitting at .278. Breaking ball for a strike. We have an exchange student watching the ball game today, Mark Hervig, 16 years old, from Overrad, Germany, near Cologne. He'll be attending the Shipley School in Bryn Mawr, 11th grade. His dad coaches the German national squash team, and Mark, a soccer player, a squash player, and likes hoops. Spending the weekend with his reading assignments, getting ready for going to school at Shipley School in Bryn Mawr. Chamberlain out on strikes.
West didn't get the bat off his shoulder. This was a fastball and good pitch. Probably a perfect pitch. Close to the outside corner anyway.
Here's Kevin Stocker hitting at .331. One ball and no strikes. Looped into right center. That's going to find open spaces. A base hit for Stocker. So he's a one-out base runner for Kurt Schilling. Schilling hitting at .164. He'll probably be up there to sacrifice. He has 9 sacrifices this year. Takes it for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. He's back home tomorrow night against the Chicago Cubs. Ben Rivera against Mike Harkey. In that 4-game series against the Cubs, the Phils will finally see a left-hand starting pitcher on Wednesday night. Craig Hibbert will pitch. It will have been 20 games since the Phillies faced a left-hand starting pitcher.
Wasn't that long ago when teams used to save their left-hand pitchers for the Phillies.
1-1 the count to Curt Schilling. With the bat back on a high pitch, it's 2-1. Munset, foul.
Morris picked it up foul. I can't figure out why he tagged Schilling. I guess he figured, well, just in case.
Yeah, it was close. I guess he figured in case they might have missed it, then he better tag the runner. Two and two to Curt Schilling. A foul, so he is a strikeout victim. This will be the 3rd strikeout for Pugh. 2 down in the second. It'll bring up Lenny Dykstra. Lenny fly to deep left his first time up. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Phillies. Dykstra has a chance to lead the National League in walks and in at-bats, which is an unusual combination. He has 2 at-bats behind Terry Pendleton for the league lead in that department, tied with Jay Bell of Pittsburgh.
You have to play them all to do that, and that's what he's done so far. I led the league one year in hits and walks, which is kind of hard to do. I think it's only been done a couple of times. But you have to play them all to do that, too.
Line shot into right center. That's a hit for Dykstra. Stocker on his way to 3rd, and the Phillies have runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 outs for Mickey Morandini.
Lenny really put a nice stroke on this sinker ball. A little bit off the end of the bat, but lined it.
One ball and no strikes to Morandini. He walked, stole a base, and scored the Phillies run his first time up. It's 1-0 Phils. We're in the second.
Morandini played last Sunday at Veterans Stadium against these Reds, and 3 hits, a couple of triples, 3 runs batted in, 4 runs batted in.
Ground balls in the hole, a base hit to right field. Stocker scores, and the Phils lead it 2-0 on an RBI single by Mickey Morandini.
Didn't black cat him anyway. He got the base hit. Right in that hold.
Brings up John Kruk. He walked his first time up. Way out in front of an off-speed breaking ball. 1 strike. His first ball fastball swinging and did not get a fastball. In the hole, 0-2. Sabo and into left field, and here comes Dykstra. He scores. Phils lead at 3-0. Sabo didn't react real quickly to that ball. Kruk knocks in his 71st run, and the dude now has scored 125 runs, most since Dick Allen scored 125 for the Phillies in 1964.
Kruk didn't have a pretty at-bat. That was outside. He really didn't get a strike to swing at, but he squirted that right under Sabo.
And that'll bring on Dave Hollins. He knocked in the Phillies' first run with a base hit up the middle. Two balls and no strikes. Fouls that one back, 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Bills lead 3-0 here in the second inning. Fouls it back into the upper deck.
Getting some action in the Cincinnati bullpen.
Johnny Ruffin. Close, but ball 4. Third walk given up by Pugh.
Yeah, they didn't like that call by Ripley. That looked like a pretty good pitch.
Here it
is. Here it is. We'll see whether it might have been low. Had the plate.
Looks like a pretty good strike to me.
I'd say it was a good pitch.
Phillies have the bases loaded with 2 down for Darren Dalton, who struck out his first time up.
The one that Hollins got a walk on was certainly a lot better than the one that was just called on Dalton. Same thing. Those pitches are 6 to 8 inches outside.
Here it is.
see it on that high camera how far outside that is.
Way outside.
I mean, that's ridiculous. See, Dorsett is going to set up out there because he's getting the call.
Fouls it out of play. Still 1-2 to Darren Dalton.
Dalton really had a good pitch to hit there. The slider that was on the outside part of the plate.
Jim Fregosi looking on with an early 3-0 lead here in the second inning. Dalton is called out on strikes, and he is not at all happy with Mr. Ripley.
I think that's the only strike he got.
Few strikes out the side.
That was inside a little bit.
2 runs in the inning. 4 hits, no errors. Phillies lead and loaded. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 3-0 Phils.
Dave Holmes and the Phillies close out a 4-game set with the Chicago Cubs Thursday on PHL 17. Ryan Sandberg and the Cubs are one of the few teams that have played the Phils tough this summer. But Pete Incaviglia and the Fightin' Phils are going to show the Cubs what tough really means. It's the Phillies and the Cubs Thursday night at 7:30 only on PHL 17.
We play the Phillies on 17.
Phils Cubs Thursday at 7:30.
Imagine I'm an Infiniti J30 under assembly. So why am I just sitting here? Because if you want an incredibly precise body, you can't roll it around while you're building it. So, instead of moving the car around, Infiniti moves around the car. It's called IBAS construction. At your Infiniti showroom, you can learn about all the incredible thinking in this car. Because they wouldn't want you to appreciate them just for their bodies.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Don't make any sudden moves.
Why not? Is there a bee on me?
Jeff and Jane Blue have an unusual occupation. But like most parents, they're trying to balance career,
I say you're CIA,
and family.
You took our child into a knife fight.
Overtime. And quality time.
One of these days when you're a big girl, she'll teach you how to pick locks.
Kathleen Turner, Dennis Quaid.
Kill the lights.
Undercover Blues, rated PG-13. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
It's a free back-to-school backpack. Compliments of Campbell's Soup when the Phillies play the Houston Astros Sunday, September 12th at 1:35. Backpack, baseball, and the Broad Street Bombers. All right. Call 463-1000 now.
Well, a week from today at Veterans Stadium, the Phils take on the Houston Astros, and we have a great back-to-school gift for all fans 14 and under, a red backpack with the Phillies logo. Compliments of Campbell's Soups. That'll be next Sunday, September 12th, 1:35. Order your tickets by calling 463-1000 or stop by any one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets. Tim Costo leads it off for Cincinnati. He's hitting at .268 and lofts a foul down the first base side. 1 strike to Costo. Fouls it back and out of play just below us. 0-2. Breaking ball bouncing up there. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Costo. Humpback line drive, hits that dirt, and Morandini a good play throwing him out. He really had to hurry him. Ball stayed down on him after it hit the dirt. Good play by Mickey, one away.
Schilling really jammed him with that pitch, and that dirt just kind of smothered the ball there, and it looked like it even ticked the bag going by. Costa must have stopped for a sandwich on the way down the line there. I mean, he had a long time to get there.
Here's Brian Dorsett, the catcher. Dorsett has been with the Cleveland organization, the Yankees, San Diego. 32-year-old from Terre Haute, Indiana, went to Indiana State. Played at Buffalo last year, had a pretty good year for Buffalo. Hit .289 with 21 homers and 102 RBIs. One ball and 2 strikes to Brian Dorsett. Misses with a slider, 2-2. Phillies lead 3-0. We are in the second. Foul back up and just over our heads. That'll be a souvenir for Christian Keeney. There you go, Christian.
His poor old grandfather almost got hit by that ball. That even woke Joe Nuxall up.
Full count to Brian Dorsett.
Didn't mean to wake you, Joe.
Dorsett's called out on strike. Second strikeout for Schilling. 2 down here in the second. Brings on Juan Samuel. Just saying, as many balls as you caught in the outfield, that you should have caught that.
Harry, I'm not catching many up here, and I don't want to catch any up here. I wouldn't have missed that ball in the outfield.
That's true. 1 ball and no strikes to Juan Samuel. Samuel coming off a 4-for-4 game last night. Chops that to Dave Hollins. Oh, a wide throw goes down. Backed up by Morandini, and they're going to get him out. Now he shovels to Kruk. Kruk to Stocker to Morandini, finally tagging Samuel out. So it'll be an error on Hollins, but they get Samuel anyhow. They get a Morandini, 2 Kruk, 2 Stocker. Back to Morandini. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and none left. After 2, 3-0 Phillies.
Come see castles and knights. Explore legends, be bold. Conquer dragons, cross countries. Hear tales being told. Adventures waiting, there's no time to waste. Come see, come conquer, there's only one place.
Bert sells balloons. Bob sells balloons. Bert sells wacky gifts. Bob sells wacky gifts. Bert delivers. Bob delivers. So if Bob's got everything Bert's got, why is Bert busy and Bob not? Now, do you suppose Bert's got a big color ad in the book 9 out of 10 people use? The genuine Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Introducing a Honda rarity.
Well, it's more of an unusual occurrence. Actually, it's never happened like this before. Definitely out of the ordinary. As a matter of fact, we've never uttered these words before. And though it's our first, at these prices, they're not gonna last.
Al opens his heart to the homeless.
Get some sheets and a blanket for the couch so your mother will be comfortable.
Tomorrow at 6:30 on PHL 17.
Hi, I'm Mitch Williams, and you're watching PHL 17, the home of the Phillies.
Pete Incaviglia leads off for the Phillies here in the third. He skied out to left field his first time up. Phillies lead it 3-0. Breaking ball for a strike. Our trivia question of the afternoon is brought to you by Roy Rogers, that one-of-a-kind place with that one-of-a-kind taste. Line drive right field, but Sanders is there and makes the catch. Incaviglia hit it hard the other way, but caught by Sanders. And it'll bring up Wes Chamberlain. Can you name the only World Series in which the catchers led both the winning and losing teams in batting? Both catchers in this series hit better than 500. Foul back.
Watch this throw by Hollins. I mean, this baby was really wide. I mean, that's way over there, and then hit something, bounced right back to Morandini, who was over there backing up.
He
flips
Kruk.
it, yeah, he flips it to Kruk. Back to Stocker, and Morandini will finally make the tag. And Sammy said, heck, I'm not going to run like this in this hot turf.
Ground ball just fouled. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wes Chamberlain. Morandini has had an active day so far. A couple of good plays defensively and walking a single, RBI, and a run scored. Chases a breaking ball outside, and he struck him out. A lot of strikeouts for Pugh. That's his 5th. 2 down here in the 3rd. And we'll bring up Kevin Stocker. Sunday, September 26th, final regular season home game of the year against the Atlanta Braves. Great day to say thanks to all you great fans for your support this season. There'll be the customary prizes and surprises, plus all fans receive a great-looking poster to commemorate this memorable season. Compliments of Acme. Fan Appreciation Day. Order your tickets now. A drag bunt by Stocker. Samuel will never get him. Bunt base hit by Kevin Stocker. He has shown a good ability to bunt for base hits.
That was a perfect drag bunt. And a good play in that he turns the lineup over here with Schilling coming to bat. Well juggled, but he didn't have a chance to get Stocker.
Schilling struck out attempting to bunt his first time up. He's hitting a 164 coming into the game. 1 ball and no strikes. Chop.
Not
off the glove of Branson. It's going to be a hit for Schilling. We saw all kinds of Baltimore chop hits last night, and now Schilling gets one here today.
Reds had 3 of them last night. The Phillies had 1 of them. Eisenreich got that in that 4-run 9th inning. Now, once the ball wasn't caught on that first big hop, they weren't going to get Schilling. Stocker didn't know for sure where the ball was. He rounded second there. Now he picks it up. Gets back to second.
Brings on Lenny Dykstra. He has flied to deep left, singled, and scored a run. We're in the third inning, and this is his third at bat. It's the most at bats you had in a 9-inning game as a leadoff man. 6.
I think I had 7 one time, which was one of those wild games. I think it was, in fact, I think it was a game against Cincinnati. I believe it was, so they scored 17, 18 runs, something like that.
Three balls and no strikes to Lenny Dykstra.
I think Lenny would get a green light.
Took all the way.
Yeah, he did.
3-1. Ross Powell is throwing now in the Reds bullpen. Ground ball hit to Hal Morris. Morris underhands to Pugh, and that will retire the side. For the Phillies in the third, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-0 Phils.
Promises, promises, promises. The papers are full of them. Dearden Buick makes one promise. Top dollar for your trade and the best possible cash difference. Shop Dearden in Langhorne for the best closeout deals on 93 Buicks. Dearden beats the high overhead mega dealers in Langhorne. There's more to Langhorne than Reedman and McCafferty. There's Dearden Buick. Shop and compare. If you price a Buick, you'll buy a Buick at Dearden. Visit their 50-car climate-controlled showroom on Route 1 in Langhorne.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
It's him. That's brother on that tape. On Renegade.
What brother? You don't have a brother.
Reno enters a deadly blood sport.
This kid's got what we're looking for.
To find a brother he thought was dead.
They come to see violence.
This boy's good.
Trapped in a sport where money talks and men fight to the death.
Mitch, it's me, your brother.
In part 1 of a special 2-part Renegade.
Tonight at 7 on PHL 17.
Today's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your Bud. By Pizza Hut. Call Pizza Hut Delivery now and have your pizza by the 6th inning. And by your local Quality Plus Ford dealer. Now's the time to save big on the best-selling cars and trucks in America during our Ford dealers model year-end clearance. Bottom half of the third inning, Jeff Branson leads it off. Branson hitting at .258. Phil's lead 3-0. Our trivia question of the afternoon brought to you by Roy Rogers, that one-of-a-kind place with that one-of-a-kind taste. Can you name the only World Series in which the catchers led both the winning and losing teams in batting? Both catchers hit better than .500. Branson lines a signal. So that's hit number 2 given up by Schilling, and that'll bring on Tim Pugh.
How about that Cincinnati Red Sox series?
Well, Cincinnati.
Benching Carlton Fisk.
Cincinnati was one of the teams, but it was not the Red Sox. In 1976, Whitey.
Oh, that was the Oakland series, wasn't it?
Those New York Yankees.
Yankees. Who was the catcher then?
The late Thurman Munson.
Ooh.
Thurman Munson hit .529 of that series, and Johnny Bench hit .533. Few fouls off the bunt try, 1-1. San Diego's leading Atlanta today, 2-1. They're in the 8th inning at Atlanta. And San Francisco leads St. Louis. They're in the 3rd at St. Louis. Houston's taken a 1-0 lead on Montreal. Montreal winners of 9 in a row. One and two to Pugh. Branson at first base and nobody out here in the 3rd. Got the bunt down. Schilling will go to first base. Sacrifice good by Pugh. It goes Schilling to Morandini. Moving Branson to second for the top of the order, Thomas Howard. Howard lined out to center field his first time up. One strike to Thomas Howard. Swing and a foul back, no balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball, he hung it, and there's a shot into left center. Coming in to score, Branson. Howard into second with a stand-up double. And it's now a 3-1 Phillies lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
He made 2 great pitches on Howard, and then, as you said, hung the slider right up there about letter high. Just saying, hit me.
Brings on Hal Morris. Morris grounded out his first time up. Bills lead it 3-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Slicing foul down the left field side. Morris gets a lot of his hits to the opposite field. Sends that ball to the opposite field. Caught by Incaviglia. 2 down. It'll bring up Reggie Sanders. Sanders singled to right his first time up. Strikes. 2-0. Thomas Howard at second base with 2 down, a run across. That's the breaking ball, 2-1. Ground ball hit sharply, but a nice grab. Bouncing the throw, didn't get him. Saved a run, did Stocker. He had fired a range to his left. It'll be an infield single for Sanders, who runs very well.
Sanders really got a good break away from the batter's box. I figured, well, bounce it over there, and he did, but Sanders just beat it.
So the Reds have runners at first and third, 2 outs for Chris Sabo, who was called out on strikes his first time up. No strikes. Foul back up and just over our heads and back out of the booth. What's going on in here? Hardly ever get any balls in our booth, and that's 2 today.
That was your ball, Harry.
Yeah, that was at me. That's true. Couldn't keep that one in the booth. Hard ground ball, but it's at Morandini. Sabo's retired, so are the Reds in the third. 1 run, 3 hits, no Philly errors, 2 men left. Andy Musser and Chris Wheeler join you in the fourth. After 3, it's 3-1 Phillies.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
You get a Mustang and a
Each year, a shipment of school supplies arrives at community colleges nationwide. Here, students, handpicked by Ford dealers, earn degrees in automotive technology on Ford cars and trucks. All to give you service at your dealer you won't find anywhere else. Quality care, where the quality continues.
For quality service or to test drive one of the best-selling cars and trucks in America, see your local Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
The metal cylinder is secured and turned in a counterclockwise motion, causing the internal railing to rise and disengage. It's easy to make something as simple as opening a jar complex. The challenge is making the complex simple. But that's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile. We take cutting-edge technology and place it comfortably in your hands. Bell Atlantic Mobile. Advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
Pandemonium, a weirdly wonderful way to enjoy the Phillies and the Inquirer. Look in tomorrow's Inquirer for all the details to enjoy these wonderful games, plus all of the Inquirer's special updated sports reporting on the Phillies. Morandini gets a hopper up the middle for a base hit, and Mickey's been on base now 3 straight times, 2 singles and a walk.
Well, Duncan's been the regular second baseman lately, but Morandini, when he's getting a chance to play, is trying to make a statement that he thinks he should play more. And Mickey's gotten fired up pretty well here, getting himself quite a few hits.
John Kruk has also worked a perfect day thus far. He has walked and singled, driving in a run. This has always been a good ballpark for Kruk. John, with a .380 lifetime average here at Riverfront Stadium. Mickey is safe. He did pick up a steal earlier today. He's stolen 13 bases in 15 tries. Mariano will probably be back in there tomorrow night.
Phillies should have a lot more runs in this game. I mean, they already have, what, 8 hits in the ball game and 3 walks and only have 3 runs.
Yeah, they've stranded 7 so far. Tim Pugh was all but out of this game when the Phillies loaded the bases. Inning before last, and he's still out there. Last Sunday, Phillies knocked Pugh out after an inning and a third. By and large, especially early in the game, the Phillies have done a good job not swinging at bad pitches.
Yeah, Dalton probably in the first inning chased a bad ball when he struck out. And the Phillies really had Pugh on the ropes in that inning. Then Dalton had an at-bat in the second where it looked like he had some shaky pitches called on him.
Kruk takes a pitch high. It's 2 balls and no strikes on John. Today he became the 3rd Philly to receive 100 walks. No other National League team has ever had 3 players with 100 walks each. Phillies are averaging 4.2 walks a game. Kruk sends a grounder through for a base hit. Morandini to second base on Kruk's second hit. Well, John ended an 0 for 15 last night, and he's going to keep it right on gone, and the Reds get that bullpen up again.
We and Morandini have now been on 6 out of 6 times and have scored 1 run thus far. So there's Johnny Ruffin up for the 2nd time. They also had the left-hander Powell up last inning. Phillies are doing to Pugh just what they did to him last week, except they're not scoring as much off him, but they're hitting him around pretty hard.
Dorsett out to talk with him. And Dave Hollins also perfect so far with an RBI single and walk. Three to 1, the Phillies lead it, trying to add to it here in the 4th. They've had hits in every inning thus far. Breaking ball for a strike on Dave. Phillies have already won the season series from the Reds, having taken 7 of 11 today, the final meeting between these teams. Hollins will have to hit out of the hole. It's 0-2. Reds struggling to find some starters that they can count on next year. And the answers have not really been forthcoming. Pugh steps off. The young man that they threw here on Friday night, Bobby Ayala, has not exactly responded to the challenge. Looks like he might be a better setup man. That's high. 1-2.
Well, they have Rijo, and when Rijo goes out there, they get a well-pitched game as he did last night. Davey Johnson, same there, has a lot of problems with his pitching. And when you have bad pitching on a ball club, you struggle.
They've got Smiley and Browning on the DL. Back through the middle. Pugh got hurt as he knocked it down. He can't scramble after it. Bases loaded. Pugh is hurt.
That might be the excuse they need to get him out of here.
I would think so. That'll be a base hit for Hollins off of Pugh, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out.
Morandini, Kruk, and Hollins. 9 times up. They've been on base 9 times. It's amazing.
And here comes Davey Johnson, who's probably not feeling so well himself.
Well, that was going to be a hit right through the middle if it hadn't hit Pugh on the leg. And then it kicked back towards the first base area, and Hollins with an easy base hit. But I mean, they're close to taking him out of here anyway. And as I said, this might just be, you know, the reason for him to do it. Here you see Hollins would have had an RBI on this if Pugh hadn't gotten in the way. Sinker ball right back through the middle, hitting right off the right leg.
Davey Johnson's got a free visit out there because of the injury.
Gullett's out there also, the pitching coach. Normally you don't see them both go out when a guy's hurt.
Yeah, well, like I said, this is a free stop, so they can milk this for whatever they want. We mentioned that Ruffin in the bullpen had just gotten up. However, he had been up earlier today, so it shouldn't take him long if they want to bring him in. But if they do, because of the injury, they can. I think they want Powell to come in the ballgame.
Well, they have Dalton up. See, they'll get as much time as they need to warm Powell up, so they could do that.
Yeah, I think that's what they want. Gullett motioned with the left arm. And even though Ruffin's throwing out there, they're going to start with that's the move that they're making, because they've got this free time here, so to speak. They will go to Powell and then maybe go to Ruffin later. So the Phillies are going to take a look at a guy they've never seen. Powell was just brought up here from AAA. Ross Powell joined the club yesterday, as a matter of fact. Now it's not going to be Powell, it's going to be Ruskin. Well, he also was just called up. He joined the team yesterday from Indianapolis as well. The only reason I thought it was Powell was because they had him up earlier. We'll tell you more about Ruskin in a moment. We've got a pitching change here in Cincinnati. The Phillies are ahead of the Reds 3-1 in the fourth, and we'll be right back.
This car is equipped with just about every safety device available today, like safety glass, airbag, seat and shoulder belts. And the nationwide insurance company fought for every one of them. Unfortunately, the safety device that saves the most lives was ignored.
No, thanks. I'm driving.
Your nationwide insurance agent urges you not to drink and drive.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
Phillies lead 3-1 in the fourth inning. Travel arranged through U.S. Air with new short hop fares, including low weekend children, youth, and senior fares to Greensboro and Indianapolis. U.S. Air begins with you. Because of the injury, Scott Ruskin will have all the time he needs to get ready, and he has not previously been in the bullpen today, so it could take a while. Take a look at his numbers at Indianapolis. He joined the club yesterday, and here's his AAA figures this year. 1-5, pitched in 49 ball games with 28 saves and a 5.14 earned run average. 22 walks and 41 strikeouts in 56 innings. Phillies have previously seen him with the Pirates.
Pirates and Montreal. He was a guy that was a pretty good outfielder and also pitcher at the University of Florida, Florida Gator, and really played hard to get because he was drafted 4 times without signing before he finally signed with the Pirates in 1986. Traded to Montreal with Willie Green, who is now here, and a player to be named later, who turned out to be Moises Alou, for Zane Smith, and traded to Cincinnati with Dave Martinez and Willie Green. He and Willie Green move around together for John Wetland and Bill Rissell. Now, Scott Ruskin's a guy that a couple of teams have really liked, but he really hasn't been able to do a whole lot in the league. Certainly not as much as both Montreal, Cincinnati, or Montreal and Pittsburgh hoped he would be able to do.
His lifetime record against the Phillies is 1-3. Did you talk about the fact that he was first an outfielder and then converted to a pitcher?
Right, at Florida.
Right.
We've seen him swing the bat. He can hit. He really puts another hitter in the lineup when he's available.
He's a right-handed batter, even though he's left-handed on the mound. Talked about those 28 saves he had at Indianapolis this summer. That led the American Association. So Ruskin gets a chance to come on here, and it's a mess that he inherits, but of course he's not responsible for it, but he does find runners at each base. Nobody out.
Yeah, the Phillies need to get a hit, a big hit, and make this a little more comfortable. They left 7 men on through the first 3, and here they have the bases loaded, nobody out in the 4th inning. And they only lead by 2.
Cardinals have taken the lead on the Giants now 2-1 in the 4th, and Houston leads Montreal 2-0 in the 3rd. Darren Dalton out twice on strikeouts, once looking, once swinging.
And since we've come over here, Atlanta has taken the lead on San Diego in the 8th inning.
Ruskin and Dalton. Breaking ball in the dirt. Darren with that on base mark now, having been on base either via hit or a walk 23 straight games. Pop up should be caught by Sabo. That's the first out of the inning as Dalton fouls out to the third baseman.
Dalton having an awful game right now. He's had a lot of runners in scoring position and hasn't been able to do anything.
Davey Johnson coming out. Was it one batter? Yes, it was. It was one batter for Ruskin.
Well, he knows that this game right now can stay competitive or get out of hand, and he's going to go percentages early on, see if he can keep it under control. They have some extra pitchers around to do this with.
Johnny Ruffin, the right-hander, comes in to face Incaviglia. Johnny Ruffin has been tough on the Phillies. We've got another pitching change here in Cincinnati. We'll be right back.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families, for new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
Watch now. Reports of the legendary two-footed object have been growing.
Anything? Nothing. Must be big. Even Chet's seen it.
We're getting something.
Coming over the hill, Sarge.
Hit the lights, boys.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot Pizza, the legendary value from Pizza Hut, with 2 square feet and a tasty new crust you can't get anywhere else, all for $10.99.
Okay, folks, let's break it up.
Bigfoot Pizza, the biggest pizza you can get delivered.
22-year-old right-hander Johnny Ruffin picked up from the White Sox when they traded Tim Belcher. In the minor leagues this year, he was at Nashville and Indianapolis. Here with the Reds, he's 2-1, 3.48 earned run average over 10 games. He has faced Incaviglia just once. He struck him out. Bases loaded with Phillies, who lead 3-1. 1 out in the inning. Today, Incaviglia has flied to left and lined to right. In the minor leagues this summer, Ruffin had 75 strikeouts in 66 2/3 innings. Foul ball, strike 1. He was a 4th-round draft choice of the Chicago White Sox in June of '88. Incaviglia hitting .281. Phillies have been looking for a hit all day to break this game open. 1-1. Play. That'll make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes on Incaviglia. Chamberlain will bat next. Tim Pugh officially left the game because of injury when that hard hit smash off Holland's bat hit him in the foot or in the leg. The Reds are on their 3rd pitcher of the inning. Ruffin, 6'3", 172 pounds. He hails from Butler, Alabama.
Reds think they have a pretty good one in Ruffin. They also like Roper, another young right-hander that they have. And Ruffin pitching exclusively out of the bullpen. Roper a starter. He has a real good arm. He throws hard, and he's got a very good hard breaking ball also.
Jerry Spradlin's another young right-hander that they have hopes for. Broken bat, ground ball to short. They get one there. Sliding into first, safe, and a run scores. Phillies ahead 4-1. Incaviglia gets a run batted in.
I think he might have gotten there quicker by doing that too. That might have been a double play. Samuel had made a pretty decent relay, and Incaviglia goes on his belly right there at the end to beat the play. right off the end of the bat, breaks his bat. Branson gives Samuel a pretty good toss. He gets rid of it fairly well. Yeah, by sliding it, he beats the play by sliding it in the bag.
The hitter is Chamberlain, who has struck out twice. Runners at the corners now with 2 outs. Rincaviglia, his 82nd run batted in. And the Phillies have their 3-run margin back again. Chamberlain swings and misses. A bruised left knee is the call on Tim Pugh.
Phillies been bruising him in 2 outings.
Had a rough time last Sunday at the vet. Probably even rougher than today's outing, really. Chamberlain fouls it out of play. A count of 1 ball and 2 strikes on Wes. Wes has driven in 7 runs against Cincinnati this year. He came into the ball game hitting .381 off Reds pitching. Outside, it's 2-2 on Wes. Hit foul, hit it hard down into that left field corner. Chamberlain out in front, and it's still a 2-2 count. Four Phillies are having perfect days today. Morandini, Kruk, Hollins, and Stocker. Just a piece of it. Still alive on a 2-2 count.
Phillies have been getting a lot of production out of the bottom of their lineup this year, but today so far they 5, 6, 7 have not been able to do much, and that's the reason why they've only scored 4 runs so far, because the top of the order has been on a lot.
7 men left on base and 2 more right here. Chamberlain strikes out. Ruffin gets him. West strikes out for the 3rd time. Phillies tack on a run, though. 3 hits. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Phillies up 4-1.
They went west because they had a vision, but what they found shattered their dreams.
We have placed 125 names on a death list.
There's an armed mob of paid men about to invade our county.
It's an epic struggle for survival.
It's getting dangerous to be poor in this country.
Chris Christopherson, John Hurt, Christopher Walken, Sam Waterston, Jeff Bridges. Heaven's Gate, Monday at 8 on PHL 17.
Imagine I'm an Infiniti J30 under assembly. So why am I just sitting here? Because if you want an incredibly precise body, you can't roll it around while you're building it. So, instead of moving the car around, Infiniti moves around the car. It's called IBAS construction. At your Infiniti showroom, you can learn about all the incredible thinking in this car. Because they wouldn't want you to appreciate them just for their bodies.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, you'll get all the cash all at once in one lump sum. It's called taking your lumps. Cash 5. All the cash all at once. When you win the Pennsylvania Lottery's Cash 5, you'll get all the cash all at once in one lump sum. It's a lot, but you can handle it. Cash 5. All the cash all at once.
Good afternoon. I'm Neil Hartman. Scores in the American League this afternoon. Seattle 1-0 over Milwaukee in the 2nd. 5-1. Chicago leads Detroit in the 7th. The New York a game behind Toronto to start the day. They're in good shape right now. 6-2 in the 6th out in front of Cleveland. Grand slam home run for Gary Gaetti. KC out in front of Boston. 5-1 in the 8th. Late starts in Oakland, Anaheim, and Minnesota. It's 4-1. The Phillies lead. We go to the bottom of the 4th to Wheels and Andy.
All right, Neil. Tim Costa will lead it off for Cincinnati. Pitch in the dirt to him. Costa is 0 for 1 today. It was a ground ball to second base. Costa, Dorsett, and Samuel to hit here in the 4th. Kurt Schilling has given up just 4 hits. He hasn't walked a batter, and that's been key in this ball game. Off the end of his bat, Morandini Gets it over in time for the out. Costo is retired. That was not that easy a play.
He's gotten Costo twice now on good plays. If Costo had any wheels at all, he'd be 2 for 2 with infield hits. Mickey had a tough play last time on a bad hop. This one takes a high hop, and he has to take an extra step to get some momentum on the throw, but he still gets him.
Mickey Morandini checking the conditions here. He's been a Sunday specialist. He had 2 triples against the Reds last Sunday at the Vet. In steps Brian Dorsett. Looked at a called third strike in his only at bat. Good fastball. Schilling has 2 strikeouts today. He's among the league leaders in strikeouts. He has 148 to rank 8th. Strike 2. 0-2 on Dorsett.
Some shadows here fast this afternoon. Looks like they're already creeping up on home plate.
Yeah, 2:15 start in September. It's going to happen. Good day to get the lead, which the Phillies have by a 4-1 score. One and 2 on Dorsett. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This catcher first came to the major leagues with the Indians back in 1988. He's also appeared with the Angels, the Yankees, and briefly with the San Diego Padres. Not that catcher, Dorsett. That catcher.
And he has not changed his name to Dorsett yet.
With his numbers, you can't do that.
No, he's going to be a Dorsett. Same way Tony was when he was at Pitt.
Off the end of his bat to Stocker. Kruk pulls up some dirt in addition to the baseball. Dorsett is out, 2 down.
He's not throwing very well today. Karen Stocker, why he's so hesitant. He's had 2 plays now where he's kind of just aimed the ball over to first base. Hasn't gotten much on it. The one that he bounced, and then that one there that he bounced one on purpose. That one he bounced in the dirt, and Kruk made a good play. See right here, he has good position, takes the crow hop you're supposed to, but just throws low. It's just a poor throw and a nice play by Kruk.
Samuel takes a strike. Juan reached on a throwing error by Hollins his first time up, but then rounded the base, and the Phillies got him out. He was 4 for 4 here last night. After the game, we spoke with Juan on our radio Star of the Game show, and he said we asked him about his future because he's available after this year, and he said, well, I read in the paper today that the Reds don't intend to sign me. He said, I'm trying to post some numbers so I can get a job for next year. He'd like to play a couple more years.
Yeah, he does not appear to be in their plans. I don't know what happened to the Jacob Brumfield at second base plans either, because we heard the other day he was going to play there a lot, and he played there on Friday. Was pretty bad. He hasn't played these 2 games, last night nor today. Look out.
Foul back, and we're still a shooting gallery up here, huh? Doesn't matter what announcers they put in this room, the balls keep flying in here. Well, let me ask you this question, Wheels. After what you saw of him at second base the other day, would you put him back out there?
No. These 2 guys, see, they're saying we're a lot better than the other 2 that were in here. Joe and Marty, they're over there. They're ducking all the time, too, and they act like you're supposed to catch us.
Well, we appreciate their endorsement, but we just soon didn't get the action, okay?
Yeah.
The 2-2 pitch. In the air to right field. Chamberlain back. He's there. And 1-2-3 for the first time today. Down go the Reds, and the Phillies lead the game 4-1.
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got indispensable banking services. The Mellon PSFS Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Here's how they scored in the first inning. Dave Holland's an RBI hit. Phillies in the second inning got RBI hits from Morandini and Kruk. And then in the fourth inning, a bases loaded fielder's choice by Pete Incaviglia. The one run for the Reds coming in the third inning on an RBI double by Thomas Howard.
Stocker leads off for the fifth for the Phillies, who have a 4-1 lead. Stocker, one of those having a perfect game. He's 2 for 2. A single to the outfield and a bunt single. He scored 1 run. Stocker's average of .339. Facing this hard-throwing young right-hander, Johnny Ruffin. 2-0 the count on Stocker. Stocker in the minor leagues batted up in the lineup. He generally batted number 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Pretty nice having a .340 hitting 8-hole hitter who can bunt the way that Stocker can bunt also and do the other things with a bat that he's been able to do thus far.
Out of play, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Stocker with Schilling on deck. That's why it's so important to get your 8-hitter on, because then your pitcher can be up there to bunt. Now, Schilling was unable to do that 1 of 2 times he batted today. Inside corner, a called third strike. Ruffin gets his second strikeout. 1 down in the 5th.
Atlanta wins on a 2-run home run by David Justice. As you see that pitch, Ripley says catches the inside corner.
So the Braves keep the heat on. Giants still playing the Cardinals. They've taken the lead in that ball game now. It's San Francisco 3, St. Louis 2 in the 5th. Schilling 1 for 2. He struck out trying to bunt. He also got an infield chop single, and there's one line to left. He hit it too hard. Costo is there. Schilling lines to Costo for the second out of the inning. Phils return tomorrow night. 4-game series with the Chicago Cubs. Labor Day starting time of 7:05 tomorrow. Astros in for the weekend. 1 week from today, Backpack Day. Make your plans to come on out and see the Phils this week at home. It'll be their next to last week of games at Veterans Stadium this regular season. Call 463-1000 for your tickets. Dykstra 1 for 3 today with a run scored. That run his 125th, tops in the majors. This is the spot where Lenny sometimes tries to rip a ball when he bats with the bases empty, 2 outs. Bounces a foul here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Right. What he'll do is look for a pitch middle in. And something he can turn on and maybe hit out of the ballpark. Because he can hit home runs when, I'd say when he wants to, but you know, when he wants to swing away and try and hit the ball out of the ballpark, he can do it sometimes.
16 for him this year. Base hit center field. Lenny with his second hit of the day. He's 2 out of 4. That's the Phillies' first hit off Ruffin.
Well, this pitch is a ball away from Lenny Dykstra, and he just hits it back through the middle. Ruffin tries to sink a fastball, and Dykstra with a line drive base hit.
Morandini perfect so far, 2 for 2 with a walk. He has scored twice, driven in a run, stolen a base. Dykstra dives back. Lenny 6th in the league in steals with 34 of them. Phillies ahead 4-1. takes a strike. Dykstra started and then stopped. Oh, then he was starting to lead out there, and Ruffin surprised him with that one.
That time he stumbled as he started to come back. He'd gotten a pretty good lead, and his first movement, his feet slipped. Watch this. Watch him stumble. The foot that was on the turf gave out. But the throw was just a lob toss over there.
Here is a pitch out, and the ball is dropped by Dorsett. Steal number 35 for Dykstra.
Well, they were pretty sure he was going to go because he'd flinched twice. So the Reds decided to pitch out, and Ruffin did not give Dorsett a real good pitch out. It was kind of low, and he doesn't handle it, so Lenny steals the base. The Reds gets right after all those moves over to first.
Lenny 35 out of 43 so far. Here's a called strike on Morandini to make the count 1-2. Phillies ahead 4-1, top half of the fifth. Morandini strikes out to end the inning. So the Phillies are out here in the fifth, and it's 4-1 Phillies.
For years now, Mr. Krylon Spray Paint's been showing you how to get a professional finish. Well, I've been taking to the cleaners. Well, no more. Krylon's easy. Go play with your tarantula. I'll spray it here, the other leading brand there. Krylon's smooth, no runs, no drips, no airs, and dries to the touch in 12 minutes. 2 hours later, the other brand's tacky. Yo, Johnny,
Hey, all right.
have a seat.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good. I got to get back to my spray painting.
Don't get any paint on you.
For a fast, smooth, professional finish, get Krylon.
So far this year, there have been 242 stories about a certain singer's book, 12 press conferences on the president's haircut, and 3 TV movies about the Long Island Lolita. But the media has yet to expose perhaps the most exciting event to date, the summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer. Where right now, we've got great values on every Accord, including our 10th anniversary edition, that comes fully loaded at a price that'll have the whole world talking. We admit it's no dinosaur blockbuster, but at least our savings are huge. The summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer, the smart way to go.
Pizza Hut has gone Hollywood. With a blockbuster Bigfoot movie deal. Now, every time you buy a Bigfoot pizza, you get a coupon for 1 free movie rental at Blockbuster with any other movie rental. So make it a Blockbuster night with Bigfoot.
My mother thanks you. My father thanks you. My plastic surgeon thanks you.
It's a Blockbuster deal from Pizza Hut.
Today's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Springfield is Anthony Knob. Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change. And by AT&T, because you're not the same as anybody else, there's the I plan. Phillies lead the game 4-1. Reds batting in the fifth. They'll start with their number 8 hitter, Jeff Branson. They've got Greg Tubbs out on the on-deck circle to hit for Ruffin. And they've got Ross Powell up in the bullpen. There's Greg Tubbs. Branson is a batter today, 1 for 1, a single, and he scored the only Cincinnati run. Had a tough time in the field, though. He said hasn't made any errors, but there's been some plays out there that just have eluded him, if you will. 1-2.
There's Powell, left-hander, who will be the next pitcher. Another guy just recalled.
He'll be making his major league debut.
Be the second Reds pitcher in this series to have done that. Chris Bushing here the other night was greeted by a Darren Dalton homer.
Yeah, that was not an impressive outing. He worked an inning and gave up 3 hits and 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Branson fouls one back. Branson batting .261. He's filling in for Larkin. There's an outside chance that Larkin might still play a few games at the end of the year. I think all players feel better if they have the chance to come back at the tail end of the year. They don't worry so much over the winter if they're in a few ball games. Incaviglia giving chase. Nice running play by Incaviglia. Branson out, 1 down.
You're right. That's one thing about an injured player. And teams like to get a guy back too a little bit just to see him and make sure they're okay, and then they can, whether they're going to enter into their plans or not. There is Larkin, one of the best players in baseball, certainly the best shortstop in the National League.
The hitter is Tubbs. Tubbs batting at .212, 1 homer, 2 runs batted in, 0 for 5 as a pinch hitter. Pitches low, a ball. Tubbs at Indianapolis this year batted .305, 10 homers, 45 RBIs. The Reds brought him up on the 1st of August. 1-1. Nice job by Ruffin. Went an inning and 2/3. No runs, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. Foul ball, 1-2 the count on Tubbs. Tubbs is out of Smithville, Tennessee. He's a 31-year-old rookie. You don't see too many of them. He's been a pro since '84. He's been previously in the farm systems of the Braves and Pirates, but never made it to the big club with either of those teams. 2-2. Chased to Bedwin and strikes out. Schilling gets his 3rd strikeout. 2 outs in the 5th. Here comes Thomas Howard with those shadows creeping right toward the plate. Pitcher's going to have a real advantage here in about 5 minutes. Howard today 1 for 2 RBI double. Schilling right around the plate ever since the get-go today. He hasn't walked anybody, hasn't really come close to walking anybody. 0-2 the count on Howard.
Phillies have had some real good pitching on this road trip, and Schilling wanted to get in on it. He was a little shaky the other night in Chicago.
Foul ball.
In his defense, that wind was blowing straight out the other night. It was a hitter's night, and he had to come out back after an hour rain delay. Next 2 night days in Chicago were good pitchers' days.
Boy, weren't they, though? And Rivera and Mulholland took advantage. Look out. Right in on Howard. 1-2.
Schilling really loosens hitters up with 2 strikes on him. You really have to like that about him, especially guys that dive into the ball. Now, Howard's diving into everything, so he's going to push him off the plate a little bit, and maybe he'll go back outside. But he just doesn't like the way that he's going into everything.
Bouncing ball to shortstop. Stocker is there. And a 1-2-3 inning for Schilling. Down go the Reds, and after 5, 4-1 Phillies.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your Proud to be your bud.
Skyscrapers are built to stand indefinitely. Monuments to technical achievement. At Infinity, they wanted luxury cars that would endure. So they patented new methods of construction to reduce body flex. So seams and joints stay tight. Visit your Infinity showroom and drive the new Q45 to see how rock solid it feels. Better yet, drive an old one.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Definitely not.
Absolutely not.
Negative.
To save pennies per call on your 800 service, would you risk losing sales?
No way.
No. Not a chance.
That's what over 9 out of 10 800 users we surveyed said. Introducing Maximum Advantage from AT&T. Now you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guarantee on the most reliable 800 service in the business. Know anyone who can beat that?
No.
Maximum Advantage from AT&T, the best in the business.
The official '93 Phillies gift and souvenir catalog, courtesy of Kellogg's, is available. This catalog features all your favorite Phillies items, including jackets, jerseys, T-shirts, caps, and much more. Get this catalog free by calling the Phillies at 463-1000 and ask for a Phillies souvenir and gift catalog. A young left-hander will make his major league debut now. Ross Powell, who joined the team yesterday, being recalled from AAA Indianapolis. And he gets into this ball game led by the Phillies 4-1. With the Indians, he was 10-10, 4.11 earned run average. He was a starter there, making 27 starts and 1 relief appearance.
Former all Big Ten performer for the Wolverines of the University of Michigan, where he pitched for 3 years.
And he hails from Michigan, from Grand Rapids. John Kruk, 2 singles, 1 walk today, 1 run batted in. Phillies ahead 4-1.
Just watching him warm up down the bullpen in that first pitch. He's a real kind of herky-jerky type of left-hander. Looks like he tries to hide the ball.
Missed on the first 2, 2-0. Reds have used 9 different relief pitchers in this series. This is a 3-game series, and we're in the 6th inning of the 3rd game.
Sounds like another team near and dear to our hearts this time last year.
The ones we were covering, right?
Oh, it was just like this.
Well, you know, the Reds have set a record this year for players used. Kruk continues a perfect day. That's his 101st walk. And John's aboard for the 4th straight time. No wonder he has an on-base percentage of .444. And the Phillies bullpen has been pretty well spared in this series.
Mitch Williams got an inning last night because Fergosi just wanted to get him into the ballgame, because he hadn't pitched for over a week.
Hollins has a chance to bat right-handed. Davis 2 out of 2 plus a walk. His last infield hit knocked Pugh out of the game when it hit him on the knee.
We'll get Spradlin up right away in the bullpen, the right-hander. Seen him this series.
There's a breaking ball for a strike.
Tall Jerry Spradlin.
Powell moves to first. Kruk is safe. Phillies have out hit the Reds 11-4 in this game and lead at 4-1. Fly ball to right field should be caught by Sanders. 1 out. Now Darren Daulton, who's had a real tough day. Darren has twice struck out and once fouled out to the 3rd baseman Sabo, all 3 times with runners in scoring positions. He's left a ton of them out there today. Daulton closing in on another 100 RBI year, though. He has 94. And it's amazing because only 2 players in the league have more RBIs. Barry Bonds with 102 and David Justice, who started the day with 100, and we know he's got more than that because he hit a home run.
2-run homer. Justice has just been unbelievable for the Braves in this run they're on. And you look at their offense, and they have so many good players, but nobody has driven in more big runs than David Justice.
So if Bonds doesn't drive in any today, he will have caught him in the RBI column. Looked like at one point that Barry was going to run away with that title.
Oh yeah, people were talking Triple Crown one time with Bonds when his average was up fairly high too.
2 balls and a strike on Daulton. Got to be some butterflies when you're making your major league debut, especially when you're facing a first-place team like this. Guys you've heard about and read about. 3 balls and a strike on Daulton. Time call. That's a strike, and it's a full count. If Daulton does anything here, they've got Spradlin ready to face Incaviglia should Davy Johnson want to go that way.
And this time of the year, most teams have extra players around, so they're able to make more pitching changes than you normally would.
Daulton sends a liner to center field. Howard is there, and Kruk was around second. He has to re-tag and return, but he does so as the relay is dropped. Daulton gave that one a good ride. Crook thought it was going to be in. He had rounded second.
Rounded second, and then of course he has to make sure he retags on the way back. But the ball was the relay man out in the outfield. Might have been Samuel. The ball was bobbled anyway. Howard catches this easily. Right about that point, Kruk is around second. Howard doesn't even realize it. And they really had no shot at him.
Powell stays in to face Incaviglia. Pete is 0 for 3 today. He does have an RBI on a ground out. A ball in which the Reds almost turned a double play, but when he went into first head first, he was able to avoid the double play and pick up an RBI. Phillies ahead 4-1 in the 6th. You can see those shadows have crossed home plate right now. That's a decided advantage for the pitcher.
Yeah, they get about halfway out there is when it really gets tough for the hitter. Because then the ball leaves the sunlight and then comes through the shadows. It gets tough for the hitter to pick up the spin on it. Decide whether it's breaking ball or fastball.
2 balls and a strike on Incaviglia.
Had a game like that the other day in Chicago when Ben Rivera was pitching and the shadows were out there. And he was throwing so well that day. He just absolutely overpowered the Cubs late in that game. They couldn't see the ball.
That's right. He struck out the side in the 9th, and they looked helpless up there. That's a good rip there by Incaviglia, but maybe he didn't see it so well. 2-2.
This guy kind of jumps at you. Doesn't look like he throws real hard, but he's very funky.
That's high. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes, giving Kruk the opportunity to run out at first base. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Ross Powell, major league debut. Breaking ball, called third strike, and the Phillies out in the 6th. They lead the game 4-1.
The Phillies will be loaded for bear when they play Sandberg and the Cubs Monday, September 6th at 7:05. And Tuesday through Thursday, September 7th, 8th, and 9th, all at 7:35. Then they'll try to send the Astros into space Friday, September 10th at 7:35. Saturday the 11th at 7:05. And Sunday the 12th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free backpack. Call 463-1000.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families. For new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says a Bell of Pennsylvania on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell the genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Today's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. And by the Bell Atlantic Mobile, advanced technology and people who make it mean something. Andy Musser with Chris Wheeler as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Phillies hold a 4-1 lead over the Reds. They're going to bat their 2, 3, and 4 hitters here. Hal Morris, Reggie Sanders, and Chris Sabo. Morris has the right idea with those shadows. He'll try a bunt. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded a first, fly ball to left. Morris over the years has really hurt the Phillies. 385 is his lifetime average off Phillies pitching. 0-2 on it. That's a swing where a batter doesn't see very well, Wheels.
No, that's exactly right. When you see good hitters having that kind of trouble on certain pitches, a lot of times that's what the reason is, because of the shadow. That doesn't mean that, some guys aren't going to hit before this afternoon's over. It's just, it makes it more difficult if a pitcher's making good pitches. And Schilling made a good pitch to Morris there.
Well, let's see how he makes out on Sanders here. Sanders 2 for 2, a pair of singles. Half of the Reds' hits. He takes a strike. Schilling has put him down in order in the last 2 innings in a row. Sanders the last guy to get on base with an infield single in the 3rd. And there's a base hit. He's 3 for 3. Dykstra over into the gap, holding him to a single. Lenny overthrows everybody, but it's backed up by Hollins. Sanders was with his 3rd hit of the ball game.
Reggie Sanders, really a nice looking player, offensively and defensively, and all these guys the Reds are running out there and talking about for the future. This is the future for them. This kind of guy. This guy could be a top quality player in the league. Fastball away, and he just goes right with it and hits it the other way.
Sanders has not played in a couple of games. He played yesterday, but he didn't play Friday, and he didn't play last Saturday or Sunday after a concussion suffered at the vet last Friday night. Sabo 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded to second. Ball hammered to left field. That one is gone. Sabo with his 17th home run. And it's now a 4-3 Phillies lead.
So much for them not being able to see. Sabo's a notorious first ball fastball hitter. And it looks like that's what he got there, too. Schilling trying to get ahead of him. This game really shouldn't even be close. The Phillies had so many chances early, and now they let the Reds hang around, and now they're really hanging around. There it is. That looked like it might have been a slider, actually, right in the middle of the plate, and he hits it out of the ballpark. The best home run park in the league, bar none, is right here.
That is the 20th home run given up by Schilling. Costo takes a strike. So with all those guys left on base, you're right, Wheels, the frustration could face the Phillies yet today. They lead it now by a skinny 1 run. 0-2 the count on Costo.
Well, the Reds are a team struggling right now, but you'll give any team a chance and let them hang around the way the Phillies have today. And, a guy like that, he's a pro. Reggie Sanders, a good player. All of a sudden, they produce 2 runs.
For Sabo, his 72nd, 73rd run batted in. He takes the team lead away from Sanders. They had shared it coming in. Foul ball. Still 0-2 on Costo. Dorsett on deck. In the air to center. Dykstra lining it up. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Costo retired. Now Schilling has to get Dorsett. The Cincinnati catcher today was called out on strikes in the 2nd and grounded to short in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. They estimated Sabo's home run at 345 feet on the IBM tail of the tape.
They fly out of this place. Short fences, and the ball really carries here.
Strike 1 on Dorsett.
Can't be a better home run park in baseball than this one. And next year they're going to raise the fences again in San Diego, so that will make that one tougher. That ranks right with this place.
Base hit. Dorsett singles to left field.
Schilling's getting sloppy all of a sudden. He was really pitching well 4th, 5th inning, bearing down, making good pitches. And now he's getting balls up in the strike zone, and the Reds are making him pay for it. Here's another one. Seen 3 of them now in this inning. There's a flat slider right out over the plate and up, and a base hit for Dorsett.
No action in the Phillies bullpen as Samuel gets in. Juan is 0 for 2 today. Strike one on him. Phillies hold a 4-3 lead in the 6th inning. Schilling has not walked a batter. Technically, Samuel reached on an error by Hollins, but he was out rounding. That's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike on Samuel. Jimmy checking that lineup card, always thinking ahead.
Well, he has Schilling as the 3rd hitter coming up. He's just thinking if all of a sudden they keep this inning going, whether he might start to get somebody up the bullpen.
Samuel pops up, but it's foul out of play. 2-2 on Juan. One of Juan Samuel's dearest and closest friends we're going to see later today, Vince Schaefer. Delta Airlines, they're flying us back to Philadelphia today, and Juan and Vince are really tight. Well, he wasn't laughing yesterday, was he?
No. The Devil had a pretty tough game last night. You wonder if they would use him today. I would doubt it. Well, that's Oliver,
by the way. We're thinking about Dibble, but yeah, well, I suppose they would. You know, I'm sure that Davy Johnson has the same psychology on that. Stop by Stocker over to second. They get the out at second base. Nice shovel play by Stocker. He did with it what he could do. The Reds get 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 man left on base. Harry Callis and Rich Ashburn return for the 7th. Phillies lead 4-3.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Pizza Hut has gone Hollywood. With a blockbuster Bigfoot movie deal. Now, every time you buy a Bigfoot pizza, you get a coupon for 1 free movie rental at Blockbuster with any other movie rental. So make it a Blockbuster night with Bigfoot.
My mother thanks you. My father thanks you. My plastic surgeon thanks you.
It's a Blockbuster deal from Pizza Hut.
It's a free back-to-school backpack, compliments of Campbell's Soup, when the Phillies play the Houston Astros Sunday, September 12th at 1:35. Backpack, baseball, and the Broad Street Bombers. All right. Call 463-1000 now.
After 6 innings of play, it's the Phillies 4 and Cincinnati 3. Tomorrow at 7:30, there's no such thing as an ordinary day at work on Real Stories of the Highway Patrol, only on PHL 17. Kevin Stocker, between innings, made a great play to get the final out. Might have jammed his finger a little bit.
And a good flip to Morandini from his stomach.
Wes Chamberlain has struck out all 3 times that he's been up. Broken bat, base hit. Broken bat hit for Chamberlain. He's a leadoff base runner for Kevin Stocker, and Jim Eisenreich is going to come out and pinch run for Chamberlain, and he'll stay in the game and play right. Barrel of that bat went way into the stands.
Well, West is 1 for 1 for his contact today, but he didn't make any contact until the 7th inning here, but a leadoff single for him.
Ricky Jordan is moving into the on-deck circle to bat for Curt Schilling. David West throwing in the Phillies bullpen. Kevin Stocker is 2 for 3. Stocker trying to bunt him over.
Nice try by Dorsett, but he trapped the ball on the turf.
Here it is, and Steve Ripley, the umpire, right on top of it.
Yeah, good catch on the bounce, but kind of smothered it after it hit the turf with his mitt.
Now balls and a strike to Kevin Stocker. Keeping an eye on Eisenreich at first base. Powell's in his 2nd inning. This is Major League debut. University of Michigan product. Stocker gets the bunt down nicely. Whoa. Powell can't pick it up, but it's safe all around. A sacrifice and an error on Ross Powell.
Bunted that right off the end of the bat. That deadens the ball. Now, I think Powell thought his catcher was going after it there briefly, and then he kind of lunged at it and couldn't pick it up.
Ricky Jordan batting for Curt Schilling.
Well, Ricky won't be bunting.
No. Takes it down and in for a ball, 1-0. Jordan's been a good pinch hitter for the Phils. 15 for 47. Also has walked 6 times as a pinch hitter. Overall, he's hitting at .286. He pops it behind second base, and Samuel makes the catch. So Jordan really got jammed, and hits a little pop behind second for out number 1. It'll bring up Lenny Dykstra.
Another broken bat. That handle and barrel lying right behind home plate. That was a big old roundhouse curve, and he's got the handle left in his hands.
Phillies have had a lot of base runners today, but have a 1-run lead, 4-3 here in the 7th. Goes through the first 6, have stranded 11. One ball and no strikes to Dykstra. Lenny 2 for 4. He scored another run today. Into right field. Sanders makes the catch, and the runners will have to hold. 2 down for Mickey Morandini. Morandini has walked, twice singled, and struck out. Eisenreich at second and Stocker at first.
Kevin Mitchell, bad left shoulder. Looks like he's putting that little shin guard on there to pinch hit.
Getting ready to bat. With David West, the left-hander, coming into this game. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's West. He's completed his warm-up tosses.
Jerky motion with that shadow across home plate. I suppose he's a little hard to pick up. It's hard for the home plate umpire to pick it up.
2-2 to Morandini. Pop-up. Dorsett has room and makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 more left. Stretch time at Riverfront. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 4-3 Phillies.
Man of action. Michael Dudikoff, man of adventure. Michael Dudikoff gets results. Michael Dudikoff, Cobra.
Begins September 19th on PHL 17.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
It says New Jersey Belle on the front.
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell a genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
The 93s are going, and soon will be gone at Dearden Buick in Langhorne. Dearden Buick has a huge inventory of 93 Buicks, specially priced to move quickly. Get your new Buick at Dearden, where you can beat the high overhead prices of the mega dealers. There's more to Langhorne than Riegman and McCafferty. There's Dearden Buick. Shop and compare. If you price a Buick, you'll buy a Buick at Dearden Buick. Visit their 50-car climate-controlled showroom on Route 1 in Langhorne.
Hi, I'm Dick Vermeil with a Blue Cross Blue Shield health tip. A tip on preventing most foot injuries. Foot injuries can be reduced by wearing the proper shoes for each activity. Shoes designed for specific activities usually offer the best protection. You can prevent bunions, corns, and calluses on your feet by wearing shoes that fit properly.
Phillies scored a run in the first. Scored 2 in the second. The run in the first driven in by Hollins. Morandini drove in a run in the second. Kruk drove in a run. They have 12 hits, all singles from the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, and 4 walks. Sabo a 2-run homer in the 6th for Cincinnati. The Phillies have stranded 14 runners through 7 innings.
David West is the Phillies' new pitcher, and Jim Eisenreich stays in the game to play right field. West appearing in his 62nd game. He's among the league leaders in appearances. 6 wins, 3 losses, 2 saves. A 2.91 ERA, 76 strikeouts in 74 1/3 innings and 37 walks. behind Branson here, 3-1. Full count. He struck him out, so West starts it with a K. Jacob Brumfield.
Okay, that ball has to be hard to see, Harry. See that shadow out there? It was a perfect pitch by West.
Brumfield hitting for Ross Powell. So the young Wolverine pitched 2 shutout innings in his major league debut. 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Kevin Wickander will be the new pitcher. 1 strike to Brumfield. Brumfield hitting .263. As a pinch hitter, he's nothing out of 4. Anderson up in the Phillies bullpen. 2 quick strikes to Brumfield. Curt Schilling going 6 innings, charged with 3 runs on 7 hits. Schilling struck out 4. And he didn't issue a walk.
John Erickson and Debbie Brooks here from New Jersey drove all the way to see this weekend series.
One and 2 to Jacob Brumfield. Struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for David West. And we'll bring up Thomas Howard. Howard is a right-hand batter, has only 1 hit in 15 at-bats.
The Klopp family here from Ephrata, attending the day, and were here last night.
No strikes to Howard. Goes back home tomorrow night at Veterans Stadium against the Cubs. Ben Rivera and Mike Harkey tomorrow. Fowls are backing out of play. Cubs are in for 4, and then next weekend the Houston Astros will be moving in. The end of the bat to shallow center. Dykstra long run. Dude gets it. That'll retire the side. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the 8th. Phil's lead 4-3.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud.
You get a Mustang and
Each year, a shipment of school supplies arrives at community colleges nationwide. Here, students, handpicked by Ford dealers, earn degrees in automotive technology on Ford cars and trucks. All to give you service at your dealer you won't find anywhere else. Quality care, where the quality continues.
For quality service or to test drive one of the best-selling cars and trucks in America, see your local Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Do you want your car done right?
If
If you want your car done right, bring it to a place that puts its money where its mouth is. Bring it to Jiffy Lube, where millions of cars every year are covered by our pledge of satisfaction.
Everybody says they'll do the job right, but at Jiffy Lube, we guarantee it. One more reason Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
Today's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by the Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. And by your local Sherwin-Williams paint stores. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams, a participating sponsor of Major League Baseball. Kevin Wickander is the new pitcher. Left-hander coming on for Cincinnati. John Kruk, the first one to face him. We're in the 8th. Phil's lead it by a run, 4-3. Kruk's been on base all 4 times. He has walked, singled, and walked. Wickander in 11 games for Cleveland was 0-0 with a 4.15 ERA since coming over to Cincinnati. This is his 30th game. He's 1-1 lost, none, no saves, a 6.75 earned run mark. Holds a no balls and 2 strikes to John Kruk.
See John squinting his eyes there. Well, he does that a lot, but I guarantee you it's tough for the hitter right now. That ball's coming out of the sun into the shade.
And he is called out on strikes. That'll bring on Dave Hollins. Hollins has singled, walked, singled, and flied to right.
Pitch outside again, but it was a called strike. Kruk didn't give him any argument. You can see how far it was off the plate.
Hollins rips a base hit to left field. Hollins with his 3rd hit. He is a 1-out base runner. And it'll bring up Darren Dalton. Dutch has twice struck out, fouled out, and lined out to center. Giants now lead St. Louis 5-2 in the 6th inning at St. Louis. Atlanta has already won. One strike to Darren Dalton. Missing in the dirt, 1-1. Beats a foul, 1-2. Let's get Jerry Spradlin up in their bullpen, a right-hander. Cincinnati has an off day tomorrow, so Davey Johnson can use a lot of pitchers and has.
Never heard of an off day on Labor Day, did you? Baseball?
Yeah. Very unusual. Reds will open a series with the Cardinals on Tuesday night. Out in the air to right center field. Howard makes the play. Dalton's out, 2 down. It'll bring up Pete Incaviglia. Incaviglia has an 11-game hitting streak on the line here. He has flying to left, line to right, hit into a fielder's choice and struck out. He has driven in a run.
That run he drove in the 4th inning is the difference in this ball game right now.
And a head-first slide into first base just to beat a relay, trying to get a double play. The Phillies got that 4th run. Humpback line drive, short hop by Somwell. The Phillies are down in the 8th. No runs a hit. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-3 Phillies.
Upon completing the rear
axle-less diagrams using a 9-inch gripping wrench tighten the diagrams and secure the frame extenders to the housing mount. Congratulations, you built a tricycle. While the simplest things can be made complex, the challenge is making the complex simple. But that's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile, with straight answers, clear explanations, and with no assembly required. Bell Atlantic Mobile, advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
So far this year, there have been 242 stories about a certain singer's book, 12 press conferences on the president's haircut, and 3 TV movies about the Long Island Lolita. But the media has yet to expose perhaps the most exciting event to date, the summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer. Where right now, we've got great values on every Accord, including our 10th anniversary edition, that comes fully loaded at a price that'll have the whole world talking. We admit it's no dinosaur blockbuster, but at least our savings are huge. The summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer, the smart way to go.
On Real Stories of the Highway Patrol, a high-speed chase nails drivers in their tracks.
The tire runs across the top of the spike, pulls it with it, and the air escapes through the hollow tube.
Plus,
that guy could be a shooter backup.
Officers catch an armed robbery suspect minutes after the crime.
They're getting out.
Don't miss the next Real Stories of the Highway Patrol.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on PHL 17.
Good afternoon, I'm Neil Hartman. Here's scores in the National League. 1-1 in the 6th inning, Pittsburgh and Colorado. Houston out in front of Montreal, 7-0 in the 7th. 1-0 New York leads Chicago in the 9th. St. Louis leads San Francisco 6-5 in the 6th. Florida out in front of Los Angeles 4-3 in the 9th. Final Atlanta 3-2 over San Diego. Braves presently 3 games back. Eagles won today in football 23-17 over the Cardinals. It's 4-3. Phil's lead to the bottom of the 8th with Kim Batiste at third base.
All right, Neil, thank you. And Kim Batiste comes in to play third base defensively for the Phils. Leading off for the Reds here in the bottom of the 8th is Hal Morris. Morris is grounded out, fly to left, and struck out. Offs a foul down the left field side. No balls and a strike. And right-hand hitters following Morris in the Reds lineup, so Larry Anderson stays up in the Phillies bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes. There's Andy. Slices a foul. Out of play. Ground ball, Kim Batiste. Throws out Morris. 1 down in the 8th, and that'll bring on Reggie Sanders. He's had 3 of the Reds' 7 hits. Jim Fregosi coming out. That'll be it for West. He'll call on the right-hander Larry Anderson with the right-handers coming up.
Great job by David West. Retired all 4 batters, struck out 2 of them. Notice that Kim Batiste was not guarding the line on that ground ball he just caught. Well off the line and has you know, plenty of room over there, and roam to his left, way over there close to the shortstop hole.
Larry Anderson coming in. Pitching change for the Phils. We're in the 8th, 4-3 Phils. Back after these messages.
Introducing a Honda rarity. Well, it's more of an unusual occurrence. Actually, it's never happened like this before. Definitely out of the ordinary. As a matter of fact, we've never uttered these words before. And though it's our first, at these prices, they're not gonna last.
If
AT&T? For sure.
AT&T.
Definitely.
If price were no object, which international long-distance company would business people choose?
AT&T.
I'd say AT&T.
People said they'd choose AT&T 7-to-1 over anyone if price were no object, and now it may not be. Introducing Maximum Advantage. Now if your business spends over $200 a month, you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guaranteed on international and domestic calls with
AT&T.
Absolument.
Maximum Advantage from AT&T. Far and away the best in the business.
Good job by David West. He retired all 4 that he faced, struck out 2 of them, and now it's in the hands of Larry Anderson. Anderson appearing in his 53rd game. He's won 3, lost 2, no saves, a 3.0 ERA. 51 innings, 43 hits, and 17 earned runs. He has struck out 52 while walking 21. Anderson should be well rested. His last outing a week ago Friday. He'll be facing Reggie Sanders here, who is 3 out of 3. With the right-hand hitter Sanders now, Kim Baptiste is guarding the line. Is Kruk at first. Fouls that one off the end of his bat. 0-1 to Reggie Sanders. Bills lead it by a run, 4-3. 4 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error for the Phillies. Cincinnati 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. One ball and 1 strike. Missing. 2-1. Off the end of his bat again with that good slider. It's 2-2. Anderson, 40 years young.
That sun's gone under a cloud now. The light's all the same, so that would help a hitter, I think. Get a better look at the ball. End on that one.
Struck him out on a bad slider. A good one as far as Anderson's concerned. That's 2 down, and that'll bring up Chris Sabo. Sabo has struck out, grounded out, and hit a 2-run homer. Fouls it back up, and ooh. Joe Nuxall had one to catch. That would have splattered his hands.
He's been on us all day.
It did hit the ledge right in front of him. Foul over the Reds dugout, and out of play.
Nuxall ducked a lot of pitches in his career, and not only in the booth but on the mound.
I think that one caught him and hit the ledge right in front of the booth and caught him in the chin. Foul to the screen.
I think he's overreacting.
Yeah, I think he's overreacting to your effort on an earlier foul. 0-2 to Sabo. Flicks a foul. Anderson just staying away from him.
Nuxall keeps, or Sabo keeps reaching out there and fouling it off. One good pitch he had to hit was the first pitch Anderson threw. It was that slider, but it was over the plate.
Oh, 2 with 2 outs and no base runners here in the 8th inning. Ooh. Up and in.
That keeps him from leaning out over the plate, which he had been doing. That was really up and in. That Sabo's lucky he didn't get hit with that one. See it? Just missed his front shoulder there.
Blowing away. College football, the great color, pageantry, and spirit of a traditional rivalry. The Fighting Irish at Notre Dame against the Midshipmen at Navy at Veterans Stadium, October 30th. That's a 12:10 kickoff. You can get your tickets by calling 463-1000 or stop by the Phillies ticket office at Veterans Stadium. This great collegiate rivalry sponsored by Super Pretzel Soft Pretzels, Herman's World of Sporting Goods, WOGL, and the Philadelphia Inquirer. 2-2 to Sabo. Struck him out. So Anderson comes in and strikes out 2. No runs, hits, errors, none left. We go to the 9th inning. Phil's lead 4-3.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
The Phillies look to flatten Florida when they play the Marlins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 20th through the 22nd, all at 7:35. Then they're out to bop the Braves. Friday the 24th at 7:35, Saturday the 25th at 7:05, and Sunday the 26th at 1:35 when all fans receive a free Phillies poster and more on Fan Appreciation Day. Call 463-1000.
AT&T, for sure.
AT&T?
Definitely.
If price were no object, which international long-distance company would business people choose?
AT&T. I'd say AT&T.
People said they'd choose AT&T 7-1 over anyone if price were no object, and now it may not be. Introducing Maximum Advantage. Now if your business spends over $200 a month, you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guaranteed on international and domestic calls with
AT&T.
Absolument.
Maximum Advantage from AT&T. Far and away the best in the business.
After 8 innings of play, it's the Phils 4 and the Reds 3. Tomorrow at 6:30, the neighborhood women are head over heels for Al, and at 7, Bud wants revenge for an elementary school prank on Married with Children right here on PHL 17. Jim Eisenreich getting his first at bat, came in the pinch run for West Chamberlain and stayed in the game.
Of course, that the catcher was claiming batter's interference there, that he bunted the ball and then took it with him in fair territory, but it bounced up there and took it with him after that. But that's a foul ball.
Swings and he misses. Eisenreich hitting at .333. A good hitter against left-hand pitching. .326 against southpaws. He just flicks that one foul. Still 0-2.
He was 4 for 4 hitting yesterday and also had a walk on 5 straight times.
Slams that ball to center field for a base hit. So Eisenreich, a leadoff base runner. It'll bring up Kevin Stocker.
Just laid on that curveball and stayed right on it.
Stockard could be bunting here. Todd Pratt has moved into the on-deck circle to bat for Larry Anderson. And Mitch Williams up in the Phillies bullpen. That was the Phillies' 14th hit. Phils have had base runners in every inning. Through 8 innings, the Phils have left 14 men on base. Stockard can really bunt. Fundamentally a very sound player. You ask him to move the runner up, you know he'll do it, and he does there. And Eisenreich's at second base. And Todd Pratt will come out as a pinch hitter for Larry Anderson. Pratt is hitting at .297. As a pinch hitter, 1 for 5. Here's Mitch Williams getting ready to work in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Phillies lead it by a run. Gary Spradlin heading for the Reds bullpen. One ball and no strikes to Todd Pratt. Loops a foul out of play, first base side. Broke his bat in the process. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pratt frequently will catch on Sundays, but with the off day on Thursday, and this string of right-hand pitchers the Phillies have been facing, the Phillies will have faced right-hand starters for 20 straight games. Dalton catching today. Next left-hander the Phillies will see starter will be on Wednesday at the Vet when the Cubs' Greg Hibbert will pitch. Just missing, 3-1. Full count to Pratt.
Pretty good 3-1 slider there. Pratt was looking fastball. Most hitters would.
Pause for station identification on the Phil's television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
Late swing and a miss. He struck him out. It's 2 down, and that'll bring up Lenny Dykstra.
Pratt really went after a bad one there. Up there about chin high. He has a pretty good eye most of the time, but chase that one.
Dykstra is 2 out of 5. St. Louis has come back to tie San Francisco. That's now 6-6 in the 8th inning at St. Louis. Bill Swift started that game for San Francisco. 6-2 lead at one point.
He's really come by some hard times in his last half a dozen or so starts.
Swift, who's a good pitcher, has pitched more innings this year than he ever has in his career, and it could be telling on him. 2 strikes to Lenny Dykstra. Must have gotten 2 runs in the 9th inning to win their game 2-1. It was 1-0 in the 9th. Mets and a Ryan Thompson homer. Just 2 runs in the ninth, preventing
Anthony Young
from winning the game.
Come on, Jeff.
2-2 to Lenny Dykstra. Well, he didn't lose it, but did not win it. Fouled. Still 2-2. Jim Eisenreich is at second base with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Phillies lead by a run, 4-3. Hard ground base hit left field. Here comes Eisenreich. Here's Costo's throw. He is safe. And the Phils lead at 5-3 on an RBI single by Lenny Dykstra.
Another one of Dykstra's great at-bats. You could see he was having trouble picking the ball up, but he stung that one between third and short. That was a pretty good throw by Costo. And I wonder if Eisenreich got the base.
Did with his hand there. His trailing hand. He missed it with his foot. Here comes the hand. It was close. Very close. I don't know if he got the hand in before the swipe tag or not. Pretty good block by Dorsett.
He took Eisenreich's foot right out of play there with that his left foot, Dorsett's left foot.
Here it is.
That's how you can break something too. Get that foot jammed in there and those shin guards.
Mickey Morandini goes down swinging, but the Phillies do get an insurance run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 5-3 Phils.
It is the great impelling force in your... The Phillies will be loaded for bear when they play Sandberg and the Cubs Monday, September 6th at 7:05. And Tuesday through Thursday, September 7th, 8th, and 9th, all at 7:35. Then they'll try to send the Astros into space Friday, September 10th at 7:35. Saturday the 11th at 7:05. And Sunday the 12th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free backpack. Call 463-1000.
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got indispensable banking services. The Mellon PSFS Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
From another place and time, gathered secretly among us, they wait for the final confrontation, when the power of the universe will be unleashed and the flash of a sword will vanquish the challengers. In the end, there can be only one Highlander.
Saturdays at 1, beginning October 2nd on PHL 17.
Kane faces his toughest opponent.
He is smoke. Illusion. A shadow assassin. Man can kill you with his thoughts.
On Kung Fu, the legend continues.
Wednesday at 9 on PHL 17.
The wild thing, Mitch Williams is the new pitcher for the Phillies coming on here in the bottom of the 9th with the Phils leading at 5-3. Williams appearing in his 54th game, 3 wins, 4 losses, 36 saves. He's 5th in the league in saves. His ERA is 3.16. He's pitched 51 in the 3rd innings, giving up 45 hits and 18 earned runs. Has struck out 47 and walked 33. He was set up very nicely by David West and Larry Anderson. West retired all 4 that he faced, 2 strikeouts. Anderson, both men he faced, struck them both out. Tim Costo has twice grounded out and flied to center. One ball and no strikes to Costo. On the inside corner, it's 1-1. Wide, 2 balls and a strike. Fouls it back, 2-2. Full count. Walked him. So Costo is a leadoff base runner. That'll bring up Brian Dorsett. Dorsett struck out, grounded out, and singled.
Vukovich positioning his infielders. Dorsett hurt Mitch Williams with a base hit in Philadelphia a week or so ago. Mitch made a good pitch on him, jammed him, but he slung a base hit down the right field line.
1 strike to Dorsett. He slings another hit down the right field line. He got jammed and slings a base hit to right, and the Reds have their first 2 men on base. Nobody out.
Yeah, he's made 2 good pitches on Dorsett, and both of them turned into base hits. He really got jammed here.
It'll bring up Juan Samuel.
Think he'll bunt? Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they could use that Kevin Mitchell.
Oh yeah, they can use Kevin Mitchell. He can swing the bat.
Samuel lifetime is 4 for 11 against Mitch Williams. No bunt indicated. 1-0. Bills lead 5-3, but the Reds have their first 2 men on base here in the 9th. Nobody out. Ball and 1 strike.
Gave him a slider. It was low. Samuel went after it.
Kevin Mitchell has moved out into the on-deck circle. 2 of them are out there, both Branson and Mitchell. Keeps the ball foul, 1-2. Fouls that one out of play. Still 1-2 to Juan Samuel. Moves the runners up to second and third. Dorsett at second now represents the tying run. 2-2.
Nasty slider down and way down and in, and Dalton just couldn't get over there and get it. He has to get an out, what he has to do.
Now Mitchell goes back. Samuel thinks it's ball 4, but it is
3-2, I believe.
3-2.
Well, I'll tell you, he took a close pitch, too. Slider just missed the outside corner. Just off the corner.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Juan Samuel. Fregosi sweating this one out. Beats the ball foul down the third base side. Bills lead 5-3, but the Reds have runners at second and third and nobody out here in the ninth.
Joe Oliver poised to bat.
Walked him. That loads the bases with nobody out, and Phillies now will get some bullpen activity. Roger Mason is going to get up in the bullpen. Johnny Padres coming out to talk to Mitch Williams. Kevin Mitchell will come out as a pinch hitter for Jeff Branson.
He had Samuel buried in the count, a ball and 2 strikes, and then lost him. That 3-2 pitch was, you know, bounced up there. And Mitch is in a real jam, and it's self-made, and now he'll try to get out of it.
Kevin Mitchell is hitting at .342, 19 homers and 64 RBIs. Only pinch hit twice. He's nothing for 2 as a pinch hitter. Lifetime against Mitch Williams. 0 for 4. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 strike to Mitchell. Joe Oliver moves into the on-deck circle. Beats it foul, 0-2.
Well, Mitchell can either bury it or could ground into a double play. Doesn't run that well anymore.
Plays off the high heat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Mitch Williams. 1 down here in the ninth. Joe Oliver will come out as a pinch hitter.
The fastball right down the heart of the plate. Not a good swing by Mitchell. He was evidently looking off speed, probably the slider.
Oliver batting .239, 12 homers, 67 RBIs. As a pinch hitter, he is 1 for 2. One ball and no strikes. Bases loaded with Reds. One out here in the bottom of the ninth. One ball and one strike. Fouls it on a play, 1-2. Close. 2-2.
Has to try to get him with this pitch. He doesn't want to go 3-2 again.
One hopper Stocker to Morandini. Still got the double play to end the ball game. What a great job by Stocker and Morandini to turn the double play. And the Wild thing has his 37th save. That's a career high for him for saves in a season, thanks to the middle infield who did a superb job in turning that double play.
Another routine save by Mitch Williams.
And that 37th save means Sunoco and your local Sunoco dealers will donate $100 to the Byrne Foundation in the name of Mitch Williams. Kevin Stocker and Mickey Morandini really turning a nifty double play. Let's look at it.
Yeah, Morandini did not get a good backhand toss there. See, he had to go back and get it, get the bag, and make an off-balance throw, and that was close at first.
Got him, though. Accurately called by Jerry Crawford. And the Phils win by a score of 5-3 and go 4-2 on this road trip. Montreal is losing, so the Phils lead probably back.